Yeshiva World!
I want to once again thank Inspector Mike Detto, and I want to thank Captain Rubin, the executive officer, and everybody here at the 6-6. You know, when I look at the police department, and it's funny that Barry said it, I think he looked over my shoulder there for a moment at my notes. I really do believe the police is family. When I speak to my children, and I tell my little children, if you get lost and you're in a public space, you can look for one or two people, either a relative or a police officer, because we know and we trust. And think about this for a second. There are 35,000 police officers. I don't know them all. Nobody does. But we trust that if you put on the uniform and you put on the badge, and if you swear the oath, we can trust you. And we tell our children, the message to our children is, you can trust your relatives and you can trust anybody who wears that uniform, because that's what we believe. And so when you have a situation where we have literally our relatives, where you have two police officers who are murdered in cold blood simply for being police officers, it's not just a moment of sadness. It's not just a moment of hurt. It's a moment also of outrage for us as New Yorkers. Every New Yorker needs to be outraged about what happened, because every police officer is our family member. And let me just tell you this. When you look at what happened in New York City in the past year, it's astounding. Crime is down 5% overall. Every single crime in this city is down 5% overall. When 5 years ago people said there's no way you can reduce crime. How do you think that happened? By accident? Fairy dust? No. It's because of the hard work of the brave men and women of the NYPD. Let's give them a round of applause. You know what's also down in the last year? Complaints. That's right. Complaints are down a third. More people recognize than ever before that police officers are working harder and they're doing the best that they can. You know what's also down by 95%? Stop and frisk is also down, because the police recognize they want to work with their communities, and that's been reduced as well. And I think part of the problem is that we do not recognize all of the great work that our police does. And finally, I want to talk about something, it's a sensitive topic, but it has to be said, and that is, I want you to think about the position that the police officers have been in for the last few weeks. It is your job to serve and protect. You have to show up as tens of thousands of people protest, and they spit in your face, and they curse you out, and in some abhorrent cases, although not in most cases, but we have to recognize they call for your death, and you sit there and you smile and you say, it's okay, we're going to keep you safe even though you're protesting us. Think about how incredible that is. I have to tell you, aside from an elected official, I don't know any other job where you go to work and you get cursed out. It was a legitimate joke, we do get cursed out in our jobs. But it's unbelievable. You get up in the morning, you put your life at risk, you stand there on the sidelines to try to protect the same people who are yelling and cursing at you. And by the way, has there been one incident where any police officer, and we've had tens of thousands of police officers, has there been one who's acted inappropriately, who turned around and said something back to the person? Absolutely not. Has there been one who shoved them, who hurt them? Absolutely not. The only incidents we've seen, unfortunately, have been against the NYPD. And the final point that I want to make today is this. We, the folks who are here today, we are the silent majority. You want to know why there's no protests in the streets? People are asking me, why are people protesting in the streets, complaining about what happened? The answer is because in our community, we're hard-working men and women, and we have jobs, and just like cops and their wives and their families, we go to work every morning, we come home at night, we kiss our kids, and we put them to bed. That's what we're busy doing. But we are the silent majority. And the silent majority in this city, we love our police officers. And I'll say it, I've said it again, and I'll say it before. If you don't love the NYPD, you're not a New Yorker. If you don't like the NYPD, get the heck out of New York, go somewhere else. Because we love the police in New York City. And that is a fact. And I will just say this, we've been the silent majority, but we're going to be the silent majority no longer. Because it's time like these when we have to We have to get together, we have to speak up, and we have to be counted, and we have to let everybody know that these are our brothers and sisters. We respect them, we love them, we admire them. God bless every single person in the NYPD. Thank you for coming out today.